I will first, as I said, define the problem that they're trying to tackle right now. If it's conversion, we are going to focus on the conversion. If it's general, how they present themselves and how they're looking for a future collaborator, sponsors, or something like that, we're going to tackle that area. So that's the beauty of freelance designers and UX designers, that we can adjust our, Swiss knife with our tools to the problem we are solving at the moment, because it's easier to say, yes, I can fix everything for you in one go. But the truth is, when you start a project with someone, they have a specific goal. They usually say, I want to improve the conversion on this page by, I don't know, 20%, or I want to book more clients, or for example, I'm just starting, I want to be presented more professionally. So it depends on their requirement and what is their goal at the moment. We are focusing on tackling exactly that with whatever skill set I have.
This is Get Unstuck Podcast, a podcast for entrepreneurs who prioritize their life first, business second. I'm Mutita Panmuk, your host, who dedicates my life to designing and building a business that supports lifestyle. We will learn together from entrepreneurs around the world how they overcome their life challenges, their business obstacles, and yet still get unstuck from the hamster wheel of burying themselves into their business. Because time is the number one commodity in the world that you cannot get back once it's gone. So let's shorten the learning curve and see how can we prioritize better. Let's get unstuck. Hi, Get Unstuck Nation. Today, our guest. This topic is very interesting. So, Nikoleta Angelova, she is a web no-code developer, UX designer, user experience designer, and she has been helping entrepreneurs create better user experience and also helps freelancers to get their head start as well. So today we have a fun topic to talk about for anyone who interested in user experience, brand design, how to improve it, and we can go deep down to what is actually converts and what is in alignment for your company, and in case you want to work as user experience designer as well. So without further ado, please welcome Nikoleta to Get Unstuck Podcast. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, really nice to meet you again, and I'm doing okay. A little bit chilly, but I'm doing fine. And you?
Yeah, we were talking about like how many degrees over there, and Nikoleta told me that it was 3. So over here in Bangkok, it's about 32. So we are totally in the opposite world right now.
Yeah. Well, we rise up until 10 right now, but still we have long way to go until 32.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, want to get to know more better about you. How did you get into this entrepreneur journey though?
Well, I started freelancing unofficially. Like, I was doing market research, like they say here, of the freelance world and platforms in 2022. In January, I started. But before that, I was in a company where they were doing lots of business services related to IT applications. And I was doing lots of things like newsletters, WordPress updates. I was doing research, lots of research, writing also reports and stuff like that. But almost for 2 years, I was feeling very unfulfilled. And as a first job after university, I felt like a bit stuck. And honestly, I was doing the same thing, but I was not feeling good or inspired or moving forward. And most of the people in the company were working there for more than 15 years, and I didn't see myself in that kind of mold. And I was like, this cannot be all. This cannot be my life. I cannot be being that person. And I always wanted to be like in a big team or in a company where they have like those tables and offices where they, communicate, collaborate, and exchange ideas. Slap a sticky notes on the wall, on the board, they draw something. Those cookie cutter and like stock images that we see as designers online and professionals. I wanted to be in that kind of environment, but I quickly realized that it's quite hard as a how to say, a foreigner coming from another country to work in Croatia and live in Croatia to be part of such team. Although I know Croatian, it was hard for me to find a job for that environment fresh out of university. And I gave this job a chance almost for 2 years, but then I was like, I have to learn how to quit now, and I quit my first job with the reason that I'm just not fulfilled. And I was like, okay, let's give freelancing a go and see how this will be. And then I started learning a lot about the freelancing world here in Croatia and how UX designers exist and what they do, because I was doing only websites before that and I didn't knew about user experience. So I was simultaneously learning about both, like freelancing and user experience. And I knew everything about web development beforehand, so I had like one step figured out and I needed to add on the other two. And then I realized that I'm not into coding and programming, so I get to introduce myself to no-code development tools for web. And I was like, okay, can I marry the two, like the business and psychology of user experience and then the no-code that gives me start to create something and do it alone. And that's how my whole niche kind of created itself. And yeah, I started, I generated around $2,000 via the platforms. And I was like, I think I can do this full time as a business. And then I started researching here in Croatia groups and communities where they help entrepreneurs open their own business. Long story short, I attended numerous workshops and webinars here in Croatia, how to open a business, because they do it for free. And I was like, I will do it. And they say you have to first write the business plan. I did that in Croatian. My friend checked for spelling mistakes. I submitted the plan. I got 10,000 euros for a grant as my business to start. And they said on the contract, for 2 years, if you manage to generate 50% of the income that we gave you, then you will be proven to be a good business. And I was like, this is exactly what I need. This is that contract that I created with the government to take my business seriously. It's not just a freelancing gigs here and there, but it's actually something that will be a foundation for my future.
Wow. Well, they give a very good opportunity for small business owner, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was surprised how much opportunities the country provides for people who are just willing to search and try and get out there and follow their dreams.
So, how did you feel once you start a business? Like how you get kick off, like, and then until you get your first clients? I would love to hear that.
Well, I was feeling a little bit nervous and maybe a little bit. I was supposed to be scared, but I didn't feel scared because, as growing up in a smaller village in Bulgaria, in a very poor country, we're always on the bottom of the statistics. I always knew and I still know in my back of my mind that whatever happens, I can do always labor work. I'm good with my hands. I will provide for myself any way I can. But this was more like a sophisticated way to provide for myself using my brain, my communication skills, and everything that I have created for myself so far as a person. So it was interesting, but it wasn't neither hard or scary because I was like, I just need a plan and preparation for this and define the problem and just then work on the solutions, because a problem is half solved when you define it properly, right? If you know what you're fighting for, you can easily prepare. If you don't know what you're fighting for, it's really hard to organize yourself and create some kind of strategy because you have no idea what are you facing. So it was quite easy. I just studied the platforms. I was like, let me start from within. Everything I do starts from within. I first learn about myself and my skills. Then I learn about the platform and what they want from me. Then I adjust myself and I then attack. Then I create my strategy, I create my profile, I create my interactions, and I make it work in the way that works for the platform and it works for me.
So, what are the skills that you think it would require for oh, I forgot. Before we get, what is actually user experience designer? Like, what are the works that you do?
That's a very complex question and answer. It's quite hard to explain, but if we have to explain it as everybody would understand, user experience design is something that we all know. It's basically a relationship between the business and the end users, the people who are going to interact with the business via service or a product. So the user experience, when you meet someone, you catch a vibe, you catch their energy, you catch their personality and who they are. That's user experience for the business. Once you land on a page or once you interact with anything that is around surrounding the business, you get to experience that kind of business. So if you go on a website and you feel lost, that's part of the bad user experience, because the business, it doesn't give you clear indications of what they do, who they are. Then you feel like quizzing, you feel confused, you question their authority. That's also part of the lack of good user experience. So if I have to summarize it, user experience, it's a feeling based on psychology and a lot of practices and rules that create a system that works and looks how to say, favorably to the other people outside.
So in that case,
Mm-hmm.
right now we are mainly living in a digital world, right?
Yes.
Do you think what is more important for a company or for a business between website or social media presence?
For a business like agency, company.
Yeah, in general, because right now, like after COVID, we literally search or get to know new business online more.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Mm-hmm.
majority of people doing that. So, which one do you think is more important, or
Mm-hmm.
there's other way to think about it?
Yeah. As designers, we love to say depends. So I will return the question with the question where your clients are. Are they on the apps or are they looking for the blog posts and they ask ChatGPT and maybe look for Google articles? It depends where your people are. But in my opinion, it's always good to have a website because that's your baby, that's your place, that's your home, that's your business card, and everything it's just an extension of your brand in your business. So in my opinion, it's always good to have a website and to be present on social media, because that's an extra social proof that you care about the people, you make conversations, you show up, you're part of the conversation, and you are online.
So, what makes their website incomplete? I mean, my website is still incomplete. I know that, but what usually your clients when they come to you, what makes their website incomplete?
That's a really good question. It can be anything from their copy, the way they present their message, how they talk to their clients and their people. It could be the fact that they haven't thought about their brand, like in a deeper level, like who they are, what are they about, what is really the reason behind their business, that personal or like professional story behind the whole business. It could be also their color and shapes and everything that they use in their mind. They may think that, oh, that's okay for now, but they also don't realize that that may be sending also some mixed signals and messages to the outside world and the users that don't understand that. I had a potential client asking me why I don't get leads. I don't understand. I keep hiring people and I keep changing and redesigning different sections of my website. I have used a designer for this part, I have used designer for this part, and I'm listening and I'm thinking, doesn't he hear the solution in his own question? You cannot create a system created by bits and pieces from different people with different perspectives without being based on solid foundation of research, numbers, experience, testing, and proper system and process. That's what you need in order to create a cohesive system as it is a one website. So in my opinion is the biggest mistake, and like hollow points in a website could be the fact that business owners treat it as something that they can do a quick fix on rather than just focus from head to toe, from top to bottom.
So, let's say if you have a new clients that they not even make their website yet. What
Yeah.
is it that could be your first thing that you're gonna work with them then?
Oh, if you're there just starting, I would
Mm.
I would
No,
really
if their business is already existing, but
mm-hmm,
let's say that they want to make a new website.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I would do something like a therapy session with them. I would just
Therapy session.
yes, yes. I will ask them about themselves. If there is a personal brand, I will ask them about their motivations, mission, value, everything that like I will just ask for the whole business plan that to show me where they're coming from and what they're striving for, what is their plan, what is their vision. If they have an old website and they have also inspirational website, I will try to create a conversation between those two versions and translate their ideas and what they want to achieve in the future. So it's really a therapy session when I talk to my clients because I can see where they were, where they want to be, and what is in between.
And so I think the question that what your potential clients say,
Yeah.
they would also ask you, and what is it that would makes website convert?
What makes it convert? It's how to put it in a short sentence.
No need to be sure. No
Uh,
need-
it it is conversion is very, how to say, it's a mountain. It's like created by smaller pieces. It's a breakdown of good design, good psychology, good research, good market research, good competitor analysis, good market fit. It's not a guesswork, honestly. It is really bound to numbers and strategies and tactics and experimentation, which is the most important part. Because when we talk specifically about websites and mobile apps as well, once you create it, it doesn't mean it's done and it's over. You should always improve it and how to say, seek feedback from your users, from your customers, from your clients, from even from your workers that are working on the website. If they have new suggestion or solution or ideas, this have to be, this is ongoing process that is going. And conversion happens when you ask the right questions and you provide the right answers. That's when the conversion happens. And I recently also realized that lots of freelancers, me included, we are targeting online our clients by providing the solution straight away without tackling much deeper questions like, are they aware that they have this problem? Do they know that they need this solution? When do they need this solution? And how much they are willing to sacrifice of their time, money, and effort before they reach out to us.
That's how, okay. That's how you verify the right clients to the offer as well.
Yes.
This year, I mean, this 2024
Yeah.
is the year that my company dedicated to onboard a better client. So I have been study about a better vetting period or like the strategy about that. Yeah, there are many things involved regarding to that for real. You mentioned about the market research. So it seems like there are many process going through when you have to consider how can you enhance the better user experience for your client, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mentioned already, like what is it? You need to have the market research, the market fit products, the brand alignment, the brand identity that is clear.
Yeah.
So usually when the clients come to you,
Mm-hmm.
are they have checked all these points yet? Or
No.
is there anything that you need to help them?
That's the ideal client to have all these points checked and to be available. Most of them, most of the clients that I have, they have sort of figured these things out, or they're just working on their personal brand, which is one of my favorite type of clients when they're like doing
Mm.
something personal and something that they really believe in. The core values are there, the motivation is there, and I get to know them one on one. Business clients that are coming to me, sometimes they have partially figured out the brand identity and the market at least. But what was the question? Sorry.
What how would you help them if they
Mm.
haven't seen all the requirement yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll first, as I said, define the problem that they're trying to tackle right now. If it's conversion, we are going to focus on the conversion. If it's general, how to say, how they present themselves and how they're looking for a future collaborators, sponsors, or something like that, we're going to tackle that area. So that's the beauty of freelance designers and UX designers, that we can adjust our how to say, Swiss knife with our tools to the problem we are solving at the moment. Because it's easier to say, yes, I can fix everything for you in one go, but the truth is, when you start a project with someone, they have a specific goal. They usually say, I want to improve the conversion on this page by, I don't know, 20%, or I want to book more clients, or for example, I'm just starting, I want to be presented more professionally. So it depends on their requirement and what is their goal at the moment. We are focusing on tackling exactly that with whatever skill set I have.
Usually, how many pages of website would you recommend? Like, what is the default pages?
Default pages for a personal brand, I would say one is enough.
Hmm.
Yes, but if you have like a special offer and you're trying to push a course or a service or something like that, 2, 3 with the sequence, it's enough. But if you're like a company that is having like physical location and has products and stuff like that, I would say 5 to 8 is also a good standard and practice to have.
So the more complex, it depends on the product and service that they have then.
Yes, the product, the offer, the business, and the idea. But honestly, I strive to do a straightforward and minimal websites. That's my idea of a website. You don't need much to make an impact. You just need it to be presented and phrased in a proper way. That's all.
What is your ideas? What is it? How do you define the minimal website? You just mentioned that, so I need to ask.
Well, for one of my clients, they send me like a like huge file with summaries about their business or about the previous brand and whatnot. Then I created a couple of competitor analysis. I gathered lots of that data, and this is the favorite part for me in the user experience, when I get to do all the research and then just filter and cut out and leave only the essentials. So as much as information you give me, the more concise and educated decision I can make of what should stay and what should go in the end. And for me, it's quite easy to do that, because once I know what I'm working with, I know what is there to be left in the end. So it's really like how to say, it's like a puzzle, honestly. It's like a puzzle, and it's quite a exciting exercise when you get all this information and you decide what it should say, what should go. But that's also goes like hand in hand with what my client wants, what the user needs, and what I can provide. So I speak 3 languages, like English, Bulgarian, and Croatian. So for me to switch up between these 3 different areas is quite a normal thing in my brain. So I always listen to my client. I will always try to listen to the users, and I always listen to my intuition and also my knowledge and background experience to what works. And in the end, it just creates itself, honestly.
How long usually your project start?
You mean how long it lasts?
Yeah, like the minimal timeline of your project. How long it's like working with you? How long?
Well, it's different and it depends. But for example, with one of my clients and colleagues, she has a personal brand and she's also a designer. For her business, she already had the copy ready, she already had the branding ready, and some of the design layout in Webflow was done. That's a web builder. And she needed just my help to finalize with my advice and my also expertise and input on what it will be working, what it fits her branding and idea and strategy. Once we finished the design and the copy, I think I needed either 17 or 30 hours to create the whole website to be functioning and to be working and to be ready for launch. And that was in the span of, I think, I don't know, 4 weeks or something like that, 4, 6 weeks. It really depends on the deadline that the client has, and maybe if there's a launch or something. Or actually, I have some clients that are like, I want this to be done, but there is no pressure because I need to finish a couple of other things beforehand, like a course or get a new certificate or create a video or a course or something like that. So it really depends. I really enjoy those slow paced, long term, steady goals that my clients have, because I know that they mean business and they mean long term success. Those ones that approach me and I say, I want this yesterday or I want this in 24 hours, those are not here to stay. They're just here to make quick money and then start something new in a week or so. So yeah, it depends.
Ah, okay. No, because I just wanted to know like how long usually at least this
Hmm.
is like the standard working with you that would require. So that's
Yeah.
actually my question.
Well,
So it
it
depends on what
depends.
they have in hands.
Yeah, yeah. But if you want one website with couple of pages, we can literally make it in 2 weeks if the communication is good, if we have back and forward, if we have like a realistic deadline, if we have that therapy session, which is the discovery call, and we get everything written down. I'm really a checklist like person. I really like to give feedbacks, like extensive ones, to my clients and be like, today I this and this, tomorrow I'm going to work on that, can you please provide me that? And if we have this back and forward for 2 weeks, I can create a website that is already ready to be used and be published. So it depends.
I really like how you call your discovery call therapy sessions. Unheard of. Like when you mentioned it's a therapy session, I was like, what?
Well, yeah. Also, for me as a freelancer, I had to go to this inner work and personal development in order to be like, okay, I'm going to present myself. If I'm not sure of myself and who I am, how I'm going to create this brand, how I'm going to
Mm.
create this messaging of mine, how I'm going to sell my services. I'm really big on personal development and self improvement since young age, and I think that's the part of entrepreneurship that I like the most because it's challenging my character every single day.
Do you have like a capacity that how many clients you can work at the same time?
Yes. After almost 3 years freelancing, I take no more than 2 clients, design clients, because I really enjoy dedicating one-on-one connection with each client, and I cannot handle more than that. We have only 40 hours or so in a week. Plus that, I really can afford also to have like one mentoring session and probably a consultation on a phone or video call 1 2 hour per week. So that's my maximum. So I can juggle 2 clients that are permanent simultaneously, and mentoring and consulting here and there sporadically. Yeah, that's my maximum.
Mm, that's a very good like airspace, let's say. Like you have a mind space capacity that really clear. Ah, okay.
Mhm.
So how do you plan your day? That's was something because like a freelancers usually having this issue like time
Yeah.
management, time management. Like how do you plan your day? Because no one tell you what to do anymore.
Exactly, and that was one of the things I had to figure out. I literally downloaded one of the Chris Do worksheets. He's very into personal development and branding as well, and he had that template where it says like, "This is your day and working hours, and you need to, with colors or not, just make sure to put play, work, rest, sleep, socializing, networking on that template. And once I did it, I realized how my schedule looks like, where my time goes, and what habits create my schedule. So once I figured that out, how sporadic and confusing and everything is, and how I don't have time anymore when to wake up and when to go to bed, I realized that I need to change that. And the first book that I read was Atomic Habits after a long time that I wasn't reading. And once I read it, I was like, okay, now I know what to do. And basically, I listen to my body when to go to sleep or when to wake up. I try to make my alarm for 6:30, 40 now in the morning with the sun. Then at night, go to bed around 11, 12 maximum. And in those other hours, I just make the day before a task list. I'm trying to cut them down until 8 tasks per day, but they always end up 12, 13, 14, something like that, because I want to do as much as possible. But I try to write my tasks for the other day and only the other day only. And if they have a meeting or a podcast schedule or something like that, I can put it in the calendar in advance, but I don't plan more than 24 hours ahead. That's my trick. And that way I stay focused and move the tasks from the Trello board from to do to doing to done pretty easily, because I can see them on my, I also use a physical notebook planner, and I easily can transfer them to the other day or to the other week, and I write down my ideas there and everything. So I think that works for me. I don't know how other people do it. I'm not into that 5 a.m. club or hustle, grind, don't sleep, message 20 people a day. That's not me. This is not what is working for me, because I cannot handle that. I didn't, how to say, quit my job to stress about my job. I actually quit that job so I cannot be stressed, to relax and to have fun and to enjoy my work. So that's what is working for me at the moment.
So coming back to the um, user design experience again,
Yes.
um, how did you design the user center of your offer,
Mm,
and how did you help your clients doing that?
that's a good question. For my offer, it was, as I said, inner work. I decided to see what my strong areas, my qualities, who am I as a person, and what will work for me, what will give me the most joy, and what I'm capable of. After that, I realized that what I enjoy doing is talking to people, right? Negotiating. I love that. I figured out my negotiation style that is win-win. So I need someone with no ego, with real goals, with real motivations, with real passion about their business. And I realized that if I can find these people and find that like a common language, that would be an easier way for me to form my messaging. And basically through solid storytelling on my website, I organize my user-centered design around my users. My users are different groups of people. As you can see, I have lots of titles in my description. So I do no code because that's my logical side of my brain. I do UX design because I love psychology, and I consult because I also love teaching and helping people. So that's my other side. And my clients can be freelancers, they can be also other designers, they can be people who don't know anything about design or development and they just need someone to translate for them and help them. I have also like 12 years of experience being interpreter and translator. So that's what I'm doing basically. I'm just translating but design language to business.
So what are the skills in case like someone interested in the design career, like
Mhm.
what are the skills that is required for them to start it this journey?
Okay. For what I have learned for myself and from my mentee, my first mentee that she started working with me, I realized that what is really important nowadays is effective and transparent communication. You have to have this figured out because people, based on that, will decide if they want to work with you or not, like immediately. Your first message is your first impression, and the way you present yourself, it's very, how to say, decisive of your future. That first. Then the skill of storytelling is quite important. I would say also how you apply the design principles. Are you really that knowledgeable of the design principles? Are you really practicing what you preach or what you read or what you study? Negotiations also. I would say also the thinking of it all. If you want to be a generalist, you really have to think about design as a product, being even a service or a physical or digital product. You have to think about the whole. I would also say strengthen your networking skills, because yes, you're solopreneur, yes, you're freelancer, but you cannot do it alone. We do it together, we help each other, and that's the part where everything happens. In order to happen, you have to have like that connection with other people. Then I would say being able to give and receive, like, not positive, but I would say constructive feedback, because that's how you're gonna learn and progress in the future. And how to do that sandwich of like positive feedback in the middle, put the critique or the really part that will make all the difference for your design to be better. Then I would say problem solving. I see the Gen Z lacks a lot in that area. When they can talk a lot, they can edit really good videos, but they really lack the skill of problem solving, to define the problem and to really create a solution that works for that problem. And it takes them a little bit more time. I don't know why. It might be the screen time that they have on their phones and their environment. I don't know. But that's something that they should focus on. Not only at Gen Z, but in general, any freelancer should be really good at that. Time management, as we said, because when you work for yourself, everything is all over the place. Critical thinking, active listening. I have written also here application of design principles. Yeah, that's basically it. I think those are like a couple of the things that are quite important for each designer.
So you mentioned that your uh there was a mentee, the first
Mm-hmm.
mentee that worked with
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah.
So how did you started your mentoringship? Like how they find you?
Yeah, that was very interesting experience. I create tutorials on YouTube. I'm a middle child, first to say. So I didn't get a lot of attention when I was growing up, and I started recording myself and do YouTube videos very young. So my first YouTube video was like a workout tutorial, and then I started to do it for work, like because whenever I learn something, I like to record it and then go back on it and uh, revisit it. So I created a tutorial about how to find clients as a UX designer, freelance UX designer. And she found me through that video and messaged me on LinkedIn and on May 2024. And she said, I watched your video, I read your articles, I really need guidance and help. And I see that you're a freelancer and I need your help. And I was like, okay, let me talk to you once my mom is leaving, because my mom was visiting and I was not working that much. It was the summer and it was like chaotic. And she was like, okay. I forgot about it, honestly. My inbox was empty, so I was like, I forgot. I didn't put it on the calendar. It doesn't even exist. She messaged me again late September and said, "Hi, I'm really excited. Have you decided yet? Can we have a call when it's comfortable for you?" And I said, like, okay, let's see if you're serious about this, because I don't know if you know, but there's lots of junior designers who want information and they want advice, but they're not serious about their career. I don't know how to explain it. They don't ask the right questions, and they just, I don't know, they just ask for the sake of asking. And I thought, let me see if this person is really a good candidate to be a mentee. And we had a half an hour, and I asked her a couple of questions, and she said her answers, and I was like, okay, let's do this, like weekly basis. How are you gonna pay me? How much can you afford right now? We negotiated that, and I was like, since you're my first mentee, I'm telling you right now, I don't have experience in mentoring, but we're gonna make it work if you're up for it. And she was like, yeah, I'm totally up for it. I don't mind. Even better, even precisely turn to you because I know that you have 3 years of experience or how much, but you haven't forgot the steps of how to get there. So your knowledge is fresh. And I was like, look at that. She already thinks of why I am perfect fit for her as a mentor rather than someone with 20 years of experience. And that got me. And I was like, okay, we have something interesting here going on. And that's how it happened. And after, I think, 3 or 4 sessions, she found her first client. So yeah.
You know, this is something that I learned over the years that I have been in business, especially this year. This year is, as I say, that 2024 is the year that we determine to find a better clients. So
Yes.
anyone who is going to be our clients need to sell themselves to us.
Yeah, definitely. One of the most difficult things that freelancers have to learn in any business owner is to say no. And to say no to the people who are not just a good fit for them to be working with. Like people say nowadays, I fire my clients.
Oh,
So
I feel that. That
yeah.
happens. It's chaotic.
So if that being, in my opinion, if you say no to the wrong people, you make just more space for the right people. So in the end, it always works out.
Yeah, but you're gonna learn that from experience and from time to time.
Exactly.
So in case anyone want to work with you, either they want you to be the no code developers or consult with you or UX designer, where can they find you or reach out to you then?
Well, on my website, of course, which is angelovanicoletadesign.com, or on any social media like LinkedIn, I'm there as well under Nikoleta Angelova. And also, I'm on Instagram. I post on Instagram stories daily. You will see my face, my story, everything about me there. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. There, I share really like personal insights and stories and achievements, even about my business. I recently also created a TikTok account. I write on medium.com. So I'm almost everywhere. So if you write my name in Google, you will find me.
So I will make sure that the link will be around here as well as in the description and the show notes. So everyone, in case you're interested to learn more about user design and you need to no, not user design, user experience. And in case that you need some consultant, Nikoleta is someone who you can reach out to. So thank you so much for joining Get Unstuck podcast today.
Thank you for inviting me. The questions are amazing and I had a really nice time. Thank you.
Have a great day ahead and thank you so much.
You too. Bye-bye.
Episode inspires you wherever you are in your entrepreneurial journey so that you can have your business that supports your lifestyle. Get a show note at getunstuckmethod.com/podcast. Review what we have learned together today and start implementing right now. See it by yourself. The result of your consistent action are worth it. You deserve the freedom to enjoy your life. Until the next episode, let's get unstuck.